again. Managed to get the baby down for a nap. Coffee's still hot. Yes. So, I just like showing off Elmo. A lot of people would probably ask what gluten intolerance is. Most people have heard of celiac disease, and basically I've gotten to the point where I have to occasionally use that phrasing to ensure that I don't get poisoned when I go out for food. Makes it very complicated. Unfortunately, sometimes there are people who like to do it as a dietary kick, as a kickstart to, like, weight loss and all that sort of stuff. I'm not a medical professional, but Dr. Google has kind of like pointed out quite a few different places that there is a chance you're actually messing with your heart health. If you don't have a gluten sensitivity or celiac disease, you can actually be putting yourself at a higher risk of heart issues. I have no idea how gluten and the heart kind of work, but I would definitely suggest always talk to the doctor first. If you're not happy with his or her opinion first up, you are more than welcome to shop around for second opinions and all that sort of stuff. So, but anyway, back on track. I like to go on tangents, just saying. So gluten sensitivity, for me, or gluten intolerance, more commonly known as non-celiac gluten sensitivity. Occasionally it's the acronym NCGS. I haven't had enough coffee. So for me, it means that eating anything that contains gluten, a slice of bread, a bit of pasta, some recipe bases, even some candy, I ended up with 6 months pregnant bloat, which is not appealing, and burping, lots and lots and lots of burping. It is disgusting. I am female. I should not, okay, I'm not saying women shouldn't burp. I'm just saying that, that amount of burping shouldn't come out of anyone that isn't a beer drinking trucker. Not to stereotype, but, it was disgusting. It was horrible. Toilet breaks were not amazing. It was all over the place, and it just not cool. Constantly tired. Always tired. Low iron, for no real reason, that anyone could kind of point out. It wasn't until a couple of months back I went to the doctor and I said to her, I'd like to get my iron rechecked, make sure my levels are either staying the same, normal for me, or, getting better, getting worse, still feeling like crap, basically. And she says to me, she goes, oh, have you or anyone in the family got celiac disease? I'm like, no. I don't even know what that is. No. Anyway, I sent off for the bloods and everything, and that was fine. Got onto the good old Facebook, and I kind of put a message out there to all my family and whatever, and I asked them, and I said, does anyone have celiac issues? Because I can't spell disease to save my life. And an auntie from my father's side, who I don't know very well, piped up and said, well, actually, yeah, herself and, because I'm terrible with names and stuff, so I'm pretty sure it's herself, her daughter or daughters, and her sister, possibly, all have celiac disease, and my nanny has gluten intolerance. And I kind of went, oh, well, that's helpful. The downside of not really knowing a lot about your family kind of, goes, makes things a bit complicated when it comes to health issues. So, yeah, so I kind of took that information and I did some Googling and I kind of looked into it and I went, oh, hang on. Sounds like quite a lot like me. So I did a spot of googling, and I found celiacaustralia.org. I'm pretty sure that's anyway, they have lots of little information and stuff, including like self-diagnosis, all that sort of crap. And they also explained that no matter what you do, you shouldn't go gluten-free until consulting your doctor. Because, you don't want to go, if you are potentially celiac or gluten intolerant, if you go gluten-free prematurely, you have to go through, excuse me, you have to go through, they call it a gluten, hang on, they call it where is it? It's here somewhere. I can't remember now. It's a gluten challenge, that's it. Gluten challenge. So you've got to go through a gluten challenge, which basically means that you eat a crap tin of gluten for 6 weeks to then go for bloods to get tested to see whether or not it is your issue. Now, if it is your issue, one little bite of gluten becomes a big problem. For me, it does. So to go 6 weeks on a challenge, I'm like, not happening. So I went back to the doctor and went, right. And when I found out that I have a couple of family members with celiac and gluten intolerance, can I please get tested? So we did that and everything. On another note, my iron came back borderline anemic, but 1 point higher than normal for me. So that's a bonus. Anyway, so I got the bloods and everything, and I went and got that done, and that was like so much fun. I hate needles. And that came back fine. Everything, except obviously my iron, is fine. My vitamins, my gluten, whatever it is fine. So basically I said to my doctor, I said, well, why do I'll eat a piece of toast or something, or 4 pieces, very hungry person, and I would just feel so crook. Why? And he said, well, you know what, you don't have to have celiac to have gluten issues. You could just be gluten intolerant. So he gave me permission to trial a gluten-free diet, with obviously the proviso of like, don't starve myself. Don't tell my doctor, but that kind of happened for the first week. Make sure I eat food and stuff. So that's really, really hard. But I found within a couple of days, within the first like 24, 48 hours, I was detoxing. I ended up with a cold, which I don't usually get. Even with kids, I don't usually get a cold. Don't have time for that. So it was kind of interesting. So, and then after that, I felt better. I stopped burping every time I ate anything. I had something. I had a low gluten option from my favorite coffee shop, and I asked for gluten free, and they gave me something which I later found out it's actually low gluten. Which, by the way, does not mean it contains gluten. It just means it might have been cross-contaminated with something in their, like, their storage fridge thing where they keep everything. There could have been cross-contamination, obviously. So it's a may contain safety precaution. Generally speaking, the item itself does not contain gluten. It just may have touched something that did. So I had one of those twice. And the second one, unfortunately, it hit me like a sack of bricks. I ate it, and within 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops, I actually thought, because it was the second time eating it, I thought it was my coffee. I thought they'd stuffed up my coffee, which is another side note conversation thing. Anyway, so I'm like, why? And I felt so sick. I felt like I was about to, like, pass out into a food coma. And not one of those pleasant kinds where you're really full because that food was awesome. It was like a really nasty, nasty thing, and I burped. And every time I burped, I thought I was going to like projectile everywhere. It was horrible. And I couldn't for the life of me figure it out. It wasn't until later that I found out that, yeah, it was a low gluten option and this is why. And I thought to myself, well, if that touched, say, the blueberry muffins next to it, and something that simple, you know, a dusting of the crumb or something might have been on it. And I've reacted to that. And I'm like, holy wow. Now, because that happened maybe 3-4 days, I think it was about day 4 into my gluten-free process, it didn't hit me as hard as the second encounter with gluten did. The second encounter I had been gluten-free from that incident for a week. And I went to Macca's, as you do, you know, school holidays, lots of fishing, lots of late nights, so Macca's on the way home, whatever. And I found that you can get like a lettuce wrap or something. I don't know, you've got to do it on the menu, whatever. Anyway, I found the lettuce wrap, I could have that, and I found the kind of burger with the kind of sauce and everything that I figured I could have. Without even thinking, I didn't, I forgot / didn't think I would have to take the aioli off. It wasn't garlic aioli, just basic aioli. I actually thought it was mayo. Anyway, it turns out that the aioli had glucose derived from wheat in bold, which generally means it's an allergen. That one hit me pretty well straight away with the whole burping and stuff, and it took me a good half a day to figure out what I had eaten to kind of have the reaction. I'm like, I was compliant. But then for the so for the first 24 hours, a bit crook, kind of felt, you know, I had an migraine. I have visual migraines where I lose my vision. Then when it comes back, I have a mad headache. It is not fun. I hadn't had one of those in ages. I didn't actually realize about a week ago that they're in connection to celiac and gluten intolerance issues and stuff. So I had an migraine and all that. Then, of course, came the symptoms I didn't even realize that happened. I have depression and anxiety. Again, another side note. In the 5.5 years of being a mum, never have I, very proud up until that day, never had I ever spoken to my child in such a disgusting manner, in public even. Later. She's awake. Never. In the 5.5 years of being a mum, have I been so disgusted in my parenting as I was that day. I was like rock bottom mum. You would have thought that I hadn't slept in 6 months, that I'd run out of coffee, and that he was like punching me in the face or something for me to just rip into him like it was going out of fashion. We hugged it out, and there was lots of sorries, and you know, can't fix the past, can't undo it, but you know, we've worked on it. Yeah, and it dawned on me probably the next day, when I was still feeling quite a bit off, that food has such an impact on our lives, like a really big impact. I take my medication for my depression and anxiety. My depression is the scary part for me. I have angry depression. It's kind of hard to explain unless you've got it, of course. But I have the angry depression. So I take it, so I'm less of a cranky mum. I'm on a low dose, helps me get out of bed, and then the rest of it's on me, which is great. It's enough to kind of kick the angry mum out of bed, and then of course the nice mum is able to actually function all day, which is good. So for that to happen for the first time ever, including on medication I've been on for quite a while now, it was scary. And and then of course, then once that passed, I had my anxiety peaked a little bit as well. So getting anxious over little things like making sure the doors are locked when I go to bed. I check all my doors. Typical mum, single mum thing, I would assume. But then if I got up to pee in the night, I'd check them again. If I woke up because one of the kids made a noise, I'd check them again. The kids, I got a 21-ish month old who likes to climb on things. Usually I'm kind of like, take a deep breath, I'm okay. But I went through a good 24, 48 hours where I was not okay. I was like stopping her from even trying to climb on the dining chair at the table, which she's been doing for like 6 months. Everything was just so anxious and scary and horrible for like 2 days. I'm like, once, of course, like it all had left my body again and everything, I felt so much better. I slept better again and all that sort of stuff. And I thought, it's really frightening how something as simple as a food sensitivity can make such a large impact on your life. Just, if you think that you have a food issue of any description, or a lotion issue, an ingredient issue, figure it out, consult your doctor, get it sorted. It is amazing how much better I feel. I sleep better. I'm eating better. I have more energy. I feel less blurg all the time. I'm not even cranky mummy. I haven't been cranky mummy in a couple of weeks. Now, okay, like, I'm cranky mummy when it comes to the 5.5-year-old throwing a mad tantrum because I said he can't have a ham and cheese sandwich for breakfast because he's got one in his lunch for school. Just kind of got to, like, we can have jam on toast or something, but you're not eating your lunch for breakfast. So cranky face comes out, but not angry mummy. Angry mummy has just gone. I have more patience, I have more energy, I just feel so much better. A couple of weeks ago, so I've been gluten-free since the start of our Queensland school holidays. I can't remember when that was. I don't know, like the 22nd of December or something. Around then. So I've been gluten-free for quite a long time now. About, what's that, 6 weeks? Hang on, just getting my calendar up. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 weeks this Friday, right? Now, take into account a couple of mishaps in the first week and a half. I've been gluten-free for all that time. And this weekend, but I'll get to that later. And 6 weeks ago, you wouldn't have caught me trying to vlog, video, anything. No self-confidence, nothing at all. I wouldn't even go out in public unless I had to, fuel in my car, shopping. It was all done in one day. That was it. I had one day where I left my house. That's it. Obviously school run, but that was like school back, done. So to kind of do this sort of stuff is really exciting. But yeah, so far I've kept you guys for like 20 minutes now. That's exciting in itself. What I might do is I might leave this one for now. Throw like comments and stuff, questions or anything, throw them in the comment section below. Feel free to subscribe. I haven't figured out all of my YouTube qualities yet, so I'm working on it. And I do have a an actual written blog that I've got like, I think it's like 3 posts on. I suck at writing stuff. Called Celiac Anonymous. That's a really big word. I think there's another one out there with a similar name or something. So yeah, I might link it somewhere in the comments here. If you want to follow the written version instead, I will give that a go to try and keep that up. But I figured this is so much easier. The baby is playing with Lego with Choo Choo TV on. She loves it. It's fun. Alright guys, well, that's me done for the day. I've kept you for a whole 21 minutes. I think that's long enough. I'm going to do another video shortly about my weekend of binge eating. And of course, maybe touch base on a little of my depression, anxiety and stuff all in like different videos. And maybe a bit on my like dairy intolerance as well. Just little bits and pieces kind of about me, about my food. I love food. And so on and so forth, and just kind of, I'm hoping to catch a few other live things on video as well, so just watch this space. Alright, see you all. Bye.